Okay, so moving back to the second time that I moved out of my mother's house in a rush because, I was being threatened with the internet being turned off. She knew, like, I think I told her by that point, but she didn't give a fuck that I was in school. Like, anything that she could do to put me in fucking fear, she would fucking do it. Like, when I was in um, high school, she actually ended up taking the keyboard from the computer to punish me away from the computer because she thought I spent too much time on the computer. And mind you, like, I would tell teachers over and over again, like, I don't have a usable computer at home. And actually, I was using the computer for some of my schoolwork, but I had to start telling them that I don't have a computer at home, and the only time I can do it is if we go to the lab because they expected you to have a computer in the home by like a certain years or whatever. And it was like I would just tell them that I don't have one and that if we don't go to the lab, then I'm not getting it. I'm not gonna be able to write this fucking paper because she ended up taking the keyboard. But what she didn't know is that I'm a very, very fucking smart kid. And so I turned on the computer anyway, copied and pasted letters to get into the computer, and copied and pasted to like finish up some of the like role playing things that I did. Now it was a pain in the ass to do, but I fucking did it because bitch, you can't take shit away from me unless you're gonna take the whole thing. I'm a figure away. I'm a find a motherfucking way. Like I have been dealing with dumb shit like this my whole fucking life, trying to come up with a way to get my needs met without going through her. If I could go through her, like if I could avoid asking her for anything, I would. I would have made my own sanitary products if I had the idea of how to do that so that I wouldn't have to ask her for shit. And I don't know, I feel like she really hated my fucking independence because she really did not feed to that strength. And so it did create a lot of like codependency fucking issues, and I absolutely hated that, but I'm fine now. But anyways, it so yeah, back to the second time that I moved out. Let's see. I moved out in a rush and blah blah blah. It was a different relationship this time. Um, and everything was fine at first, as usual, because it always is fine at first. And I felt like I was, being treated properly or whatever. Um, this is actually when I learned about the sidewalk rule. Um, but then, you know, issues, normal, cool. Everybody has issues. But I was starting to get like overwhelmed and I didn't want to fail classes, so I actually ended up stop doing things that were fun. Um, I was the only one fucking really cleaning, so the house was getting messy because I needed to like stop being everybody else's fucking maid for a minute so that I could actually focus on my work, so that I could actually, keep my straight A's that I had, which I always like felt like I always strive for straight A's when I am in school because like it's the only time that I don't feel incompetent, and I have been made to feel incompetent my whole fucking life by every person I have ever dated and every person that, like, even family, like, so the school was just to reiterate the fact, especially the computer science, that was another reason why I chose computer science, because I was like, okay, this looks like the like most difficult thing I could ever do. Turns out coding is actually easy to me anyway. Okay, she's playing. Turns out coding is actually easy to me. Cool. These languages is nothing. I can do that. It's so, it's just enough challenging that it keeps me engaged. And it gets to the point where it's like fun. So I'm doing it last minute because, like, my ingrained thing is that if it's fun, I can't do it until other stuff is done. So even the work for school that I am trying to do, when it becomes fun, I can't make myself do it because there's other things that need to get done, even if it's an obligation. So I end up like waiting till the last minute to complete assignments. Like starting them the day that they're fucking due. Because of how deeply ingrained I'm not allowed to have fun is. And it's fucking crazy. And it's funny because I also realized that because of the fact that, like, on top of the me not being allowed to have fun, learning that I couldn't have any negative emotions like displayed in any form or fashion in front of my mom is also why I smile when I'm upset or sad or any other reason. Like, I just immediately go to smiling and laughing about my fucking situation because I I can't express it in the way that most people usually express it, because I've learned that if I did that, then I would get punished for it or told that I wasn't mature. And then that grew into people not taking me seriously when it was like a really big issue because I'm like smiling while also saying it. And that was fucking frustrating. So yeah, this fucking relationship has its ups and downs, and like it was really normal at first. Like it was normal. Like whatever. Like maybe there like I missed the signs where it's just like we're incompatible, we should end this. Because, I couldn't advocate for myself, and, I really struggled with people connections in any shape, form, fashion, and now I'm locked into a lease. And so fine. But, I could have left at any time, technically. Then at some point through this relationship, my mom ends up moving out of state, back to Florida. And so now it's just me and my first sister because we're the only ones out of the house. And then my first sister is now visiting me whenever the heck she wants because she never understands that boundary where you can't just show up at people's houses. So I'm like trying to set that boundary with her, but she keeps showing up. And it was really frustrating, but I let her have a pass because, at this point, she was pregnant with my nephew. And so she ended up moving back. And it's just me. So now I don't have anybody that's family around me or anything like that. And I don't have friends because I haven't had friends since I was in high school. You have to go places to have friends. You have to, like, be able to go out and experience something, usually by yourself, which was not going to happen in this relationship with no money and, like, struggling to pay bills. So then I'm left by myself in this state. Fine, cool. I don't see it as abandonment because, I'm an adult now. So, and I've got a job, I've got a place. It is what it is. I start making efforts to, like, do more vacations because I'm exhausted and I want a recharge. I deserve a fucking vacation. So I really fought hard to be able to do that after all of the years of fucking grinding. Hard to